So Gautam, can you tell me what we did last time?
Hello? Yeah.
Yes. So Gautam, what we did last time?
Last time we created an portal account
Hmm.
and we see about the resources. What is basic resources about and what is zone, region,
Hmm.
what is geography. So where all the
Okay.
data centers. So those details we just have a overlook of it.
Okay. So I hope you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Azure Foundation AZ900. So we are just speaking about this one. And here, if I will go to the certification, and I hope this one is already completed. We are on the second one, right? Here in the second, uh, I already explained about what is Azure account. We have already created the account. Physical infrastructure I have talked about. Okay. So maybe we need to start from here today. Okay.
Mm.
So this
Okay.
is describe Azure compute and networking services. Okay. So
Okay.
in this, if you see, the very first is Azure virtual machines.
Mm.
So what is Azure virtual machine?
It is normal VM. It's like a normal PC that has been we are utilizing from the cloud Azure. So it will
Correct.
be providing an public API, so we can access it remotely by connecting to the internet directly.
True. 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 That is true. Just give me one more minute. My
Okay.
pen software need to be reinstalled. So now we are on the second one. Okay. And here we are talking about the very first thing is regarding the compute and network services. So compute, as you are aware, like compute resources are there. And to access the compute resources, we need to utilize our networking. Okay. So today we will be discussing about both of them. Now let us see how much we can discuss. Depending upon that, probably we will be proceeding further. So very first one is virtual machines. Now with Azure virtual machine, you can create some VMs in the cloud. Okay. So this is, let us say, a cloud infrastructure, Azure or whatever. Okay. And over here, maybe in some region, it can be a pack, it can be EU region, it can be, let us say, US region. Okay. US region, EU region, whatever. So you can spin up this kind of machine anywhere. Now the thing is, when you are making your these services up, this is infrastructure as a service. I have already described you what is IaaS, what is PaaS, what is SaaS, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
this is your IaaS service, one thing. Second thing, when you need to spin it up, you will tell that what kind of OS you need. Either you are asking for Ubuntu or maybe Windows, whatever. Okay. So there is a ability to run the custom software, we can say. Okay. You can use your hosting configuration also depending upon your environment to environment. Okay.
Hosting configuration means?
Yeah. So bit like how many CPU you want, right?
Oh,
How
okay.
many like resources probably you
Oh,
can say.
resources. Yeah. How many RAM? What type of things being required? Ah, okay.
So
Okay. Based on hardware.
it is bit like virtualization without buying the actual physical hardware,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
but you need to do the configuration, you need to do the update, you need to maintain the software over here. That is the reason it is IaaS. Are you getting my point?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, everything you need to manage. Just you are renting out the physical infrastructure. Maybe you can talk about. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
this spinning up this VM machine will not take much time. It will
Mm,
take hardly, maybe I will say hardly 5 minutes or so.
mm,
Okay, within that time, your one machine can be up. Now you think like if you are in a service company, okay, and you need to run a new branch or new server, you need to install a VM on any of the maybe new site. For that, first of all, you should have some internet connectivity. Then you will install a router or something like that. Then you should have a firewall or some kind of security solution. Okay, then maybe you for the scalability purpose you can have LB, and then switches and all of those things, power, AC, cooling, all those things. If physical infrastructure you need to procure, you need to do all and all things back to back by your own, and it will take a good time, right? Sometime it may take maybe 3 months or more, but in cloud, you just go to that specific region and you can just bring it up, and you can just see that if demand is getting fulfilled. If you need to scale it up, you can scale it up. If you wanted to scale it down, maybe you can close it, right? So this kind of flexibility is there in the cloud. I hope you are getting. Okay. So what is the example of the VMs is like for let us say you need to do some kind of testing or development for some time. Okay, if you are buying this thing, it will be for lifetime. It will be with you, and after the testing or the development of the some site or application, it will be of no use. Okay, and you need to do it scrapping or maybe to sell it or second hand
yeah,
in
yeah.
very less amount, right?
Yeah.
So that
After
is
it is
very,
outdated. Mm,
yeah, yeah. Even after some time it will be get outdated. You are
mm.
right. So during those days, you can easily delete it through the Azure if you don't want to get it done, further. So running application in the cloud is really very nowadays, I will say, fancy. So application might need to handle some kind of fluctuation in the demand. Okay, it can be sudden rise or sudden increase, or it can be a very low, maybe like you don't want to get it done further. So those kind of scalability in the cloud is not an issue. So when you need to extend some kind of capability using on premises, the virtual machine is the very good option, I will say. Okay, also if you want to set up some kind of, maybe let us say, disaster recovery approach, even in those scenarios, you will pay only when you are using it. Okay, there are some features which we can do like that as well. So there we need to only reserve the stuffs, and we can do likewise. Okay, so we can even move our VMs, physical VMs, over the cloud. It is named as lift and shift. So how you do that? You create the image of the physical server that is hosted in your VM. Okay, and just like a physical on-premises server, you can maintain it over the cloud, and you can install the same VM over there. Okay,
What is the name you say? Lift and store.
no, no, lift and shift is a
Oh, lift and
common term
shift.
actually. Lift and
Oh, it's a
shift is
common
a
term. Okay.
common term. Yeah, it's not a
Oh.
cloud term.
Mm.
Lift and shift, which means just you are lifting something and you are shifting somewhere else, relocation
Okay.
kind
So
of
like
stuff.
getting a snapshot from the VM and then
Ah,
importing it in
correct,
the cloud,
correct,
something like that.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay. So on-prem
So that,
VM is going to some other place. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then, in the when I am talking about the scalability in the Azure, you are aware that the scalability is very good over there. High availability, scalability, redundancy, these kind of thing are already, it's on boom over there. So there are some features like availability set or scale set. These kind of features are there, which I will be explaining in some time. So these features are really very, very, very useful when it comes with respect to the scalability. So let us say scale set. This is one feature for the VM. For the VM, there is a feature named as scale set. So scale set, what it does, it will let you create and manage a group of identical VM using the load balancers. Okay, so you are creating multiple VM with the same purpose. You need to ensure that they are configured identical with the same maybe network routing parameters or efficiency. Okay, now there will be a like load balancer who will be managing this stuff, that okay, which VM is up, which VM is increasing demand or decreasing demand. Okay, depending upon that, automatically load balancer will make sure that all the resources are efficiently being used, using your uh, for your infrastructure. So virtual machine skill set will build a large scale services of area such as compute, big data, container workloads. I will be gonna talk about containers, don't worry. So let us say there are three VMs, okay, and there is LB provisioned over there. So what is the role of LB? I hope you are aware, to balance the load. So let us say if this first packet is coming, this packet will be gonna send over there. If second packet is coming, second packet will be gonna send over here. Third packet is coming, it will be gonna utilize your all the resources uniquely. This is named as round robin method. It's not only round robin, there can be a multiple stuff, okay, but this is one of them what I am describing you. It can be depending upon your load, or maybe ratio. There are lot of load balancing method, but yeah, here you can just think, you can think like there are identical VMs which are getting load balanced. Okay,
Okay.
then
So in short, VM scale set means it's something for we are creating the same configuration or setup or same type of resources that will be used for load balancing. Is this something like that, right? This is what I'm
yeah,
understanding.
yeah,
Okay. It's for load balancing purpose with the same resources.
that is true.
Okay.
Okay, so the term is named as VMSS. VMSS. Okay,
VMSS. Okay.
VMSS, which is an automated group of, maybe you can say automated group of virtual machines. Okay, which will act as a set, like it will act like a single unit, but the compute resource are identical. Getting my point? So if one of the VM is getting failed, another will provide the resiliency. So when there is a very high scale like application is getting used, then in those scenarios you can use this VMSs. Okay.
Okay. Is this for cloud or is it a common term?
No, no, this is cloud.
Oh, this is
Azure VMSs.
oh,
Azure
this is
VMSs.
specific to Azure.
Yeah.
Ah,
Azure
okay.
VMSs. Okay. Now then there is something named as availability set. Okay. VM availability set. Now what is this availability set? It is another tool to build your environment more resilient or more available. So availability sets are designed to ensure that your VMs are staggered update and having maybe power cut or maybe network connectivity issue or maybe anything. So in those scenarios, if your VMs are in the same data center or in the same rack, then all the VMs will be like getting failed. Are you getting my point? Somewhere it is a physical server in the Azure data center. So let us say if you have three VM, I'm just giving an example. It never happens. I'm just for the understanding sake, I am trying to tell you. There is a rack one, okay, and here is the power supply, and let us say this power supply is cut, or maybe let us say there is a NIC card, and from this NIC card there is router, and maybe your users are coming like that. Okay, and let us say it never happens as I am telling you. Okay, I am just try to tell you. Let us say if this power cut is there is a NIC with this network connectivity is not there, then even in that case it will be isolated. Okay, so this should not be done. It's not a good way. So here we define two terms. One is UD, that is update domain. And second is FD, which is fault domain. There are two terms. So what update domain means, that like the name update is saying. Let us say if Microsoft is updating and updating all of the VMs in the one go, then it will be a downtime. Are you getting my point? So the setup is applied as such. Update domain means grouping is done as such that only machines in one update domain will be get updated or maybe rebooted or maybe whatever, okay, for the maintenance perspective. So you need to see that your VM1, if it is a part of update domain 1, then your VM second or third should be the part of update unit 3 or update domain 2, whatever. Are you getting my point?
So I understand as there will be creating a domain, update domain name that will be mapped to each VM, and if
Hmm.
all the VMs in the which are in the same domain name, let us as update domain one, which all the VMs are there. So all those things will be updated at the same time, correct?
Right. So because in the backend, these
Mm.
VMs are the physical machines over the physical machines. So let us say Microsoft need to do some kind of maintenance, some kind of upgrade or whatever. So that downtime should not be get included for all of our VMs. That is the reason update domain is important. Second thing is fault domain. Fault domain ensure that your VMs are not connected with the common power supply, common network switch, and this is depending upon your availability set. So we need to select two availability set so that our VMs are across up different fault domains. Are you getting my point? And this availability set is free of cost, no extra cost which Microsoft will charge from you.
Okay. So, update domain means this is for the any activity that will be done from the Azure side. So,
Correct.
this will be done for updating or patching from the Microsoft side to our
Correct.
VMs or those things. So, whichever
Correct.
is mapped to the update domain name. Okay, consider as update domain one. All the, let's say if there are three devices in update domain one, so all the three devices
See,
will be
think like VLAN.
okay.
VLAN one. Everything in the VLAN one can be able to communicate with each other, right? Bit like a
Yeah.
broadcast domain. Similarly, we are segregating like update domain. Okay.
Okay. Let's say if that is the case, if update domain one, if they are updating from the cloud side, that is from the Azure side, if that is the case, all the devices will be down, right?
Yes, yes. Now you are getting. So whatever
Okay.
is there
Uh,
in the update domain one,
mm,
that will be getting updated at the same time. So I
mm.
don't need to keep my all the VM in the same update domain or fault domain. I need to
Okay.
keep it different. Okay. And for the same, I need to select availability set.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier for the load balancer, if we have more than three servers, right? So
That is
each
that is
devices
the
will be
that
in
is that is scale set. That is a scale
a
set.
scale set. Yeah,
Hmm.
so each device should be in a different domain. So if there is any from the Azure side is doing any activity,
Right.
only one will be affected. So that is related
So
to this
these are the features like how
features.
grouping happens in the virtual
Mm,
machine. Okay.
okay.
So I am talking about if you are scaling your virtual machine in Azure, then there are some features which you need to be think about. Like in availability set, I am talking about now two terms. One term is update domain, second term is fault domain.
All domain.
Update, yeah, update domain as I told you, like Microsoft is doing something update or some stuff from the backend. And fault domain as I told you, like network switch failure, power supply failure, or whatever. Okay.
So how can they recover this fault domain things? If they will have a multiple router, so that will be traffic
No,
will
no.
be switch
So
over to the
you
next one.
you need to think like this. Let us
Mm,
say this is my fault domain one, this is my fault domain two. This is my virtual machine. There is a network interface card. There is a power supply. Okay, this is power supply. Here also there is rack number two. Let us say it is power supply two, and there is a different NAC card. Are you getting my point? So here, this is your virtual machine 1, this is your virtual machine 2. Now, if this whole rack is getting down, even this rack is not down. Are you getting my point?
Oh,
So,
okay. Uh,
so because you are segregating your virtual machine on different fault domain, so it is one point like you are maintaining your high availability.
okay. So this can be applicable only if we use load balancing for specific application or servers. If we are not using this, then this will not be applicable, right? Fault domain and update domain. So it will affect the for during this type
See,
of
you need to understand if you are going into different regions,
mm,
then for sure these concepts will not come into the picture
okay. This is only
because
in terms of load balancing. Yeah.
when you are like when you are putting it together or when you are doing it a grouping bit like that, only then these features will come into the picture.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So this will be for like when there is some sort of load balancing or resources with a specific with the same resources will be used for things. Then only these things will be we need to taken care of it for our high availability features.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, any other question?
Uh, I'm okay. In short, I
Sure.
understand this will be used in terms of high availability functionality only. So if there is no high availability, so this cannot be utilized by the customer side. So
Mhm.
this to be noted when they are using high availability for the servers for the VMs.
So when you are doing automatic scale up scale down in those scenarios, it will be gonna come into the picture.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. So this is one thing. Then when you are spinning up your VM machine, okay, in Azure, then it will it is important that you need to provide the size, like how many number of cores, what is the purpose, what is the RAM, okay, bit like that. Then there is another important component is storage. What is your storage disk? Hard disk drive, solid state drive. Then you need to also define about networking or the security rules. Okay, like what will be your virtual network, public IP address, port configuration, those kind of things you need to decide. Any question?
So the public IP will also be decided by us. We can provide it.
Statically, yes, you can provide, but generally we don't provide it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if I show you, okay, let me maybe show you directly on the portal. We can create something and we can see. So there is exercise here also if you see, okay, create an Azure. So if you see, it is saying that you need to create a virtual machine and install the web server named as NGINX. Okay. And then we are using some kind of named as Azure template, Azure resource template. And can you see we are creating something named as Azure group. Okay. Would you give me only 5 minutes, please?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just coming back. Uh,
Okay.
till then, just open your portal and
Okay.
try to see this exercise. I'm just coming back within five
Okay.
minutes. Door.
Okay.
Uh, it took some time. Hmm. So yeah, we were talking about this one. Huh? So do not follow this. Okay. Do not follow this. What is mentioned over here because it will not work. Okay. I am giving you some commands changing the region. Reason being, this region is having some issue. In the previous class, I have checked it and it didn't work. So first of all, do this. Okay, the command which I gave you over the chat. So I am just showing you. I am going there. Okay.
Okay.
Or maybe let me open your session just to show you. Okay.
Um,
Just first you see it. I am putting all the commands in the chat. Okay.
I am connected to mobile. I cannot copy the command. Let me
It's all
connect
right.
in
You will
my
you will
laptop.
you will get later on. Don't worry. Don't bother about that. Now see, I am just changing the region to West US2. Okay. So I am creating an Azure group. Create name is this resource group and location this. So currently, if you see, if I will go there and if I will check my resource group, there is a resource group.
No,
There is currently nothing.
no.
Can you see?
Yeah,
No
yeah,
resource
it's it.
group to display. Now let me put enter. When I will put enter, it is bit like CLI. Can you see the provisional state?
It's mentioned as succeeded.
Succeeded. Now
Okay,
if I
the
will
command
go,
that you provided, right? That command
yes.
that you mentioned, right?
Huh.
So that command is AZ group. You are creating the name is intro Azure RG West is the name of
Hmm.
the group
Hmm.
or
Now if I will refresh it,
mm,
you will be able to see this. Can you see that?
oh yeah, okay.
Getting my point. So
Yeah,
this is what I did. What I did, I am creating a resource group. And as I mentioned in the previous class, without resource group, you cannot create anything. So if you are creating virtual machine, it should be belonging to some of the
resource group.
yes. Now, since the previous command which I was mentioning over here, okay, is not working, so I am changing the command. Now the new command will be like this. Okay. And again, you need not to bother. I will give these all commands to you later on. So what I am saying, resource group is the same what I created before some time. Create a VM. Size is this. Public IP and all of those things is standard. Image is Ubuntu. Name is Azure user and create the SSH keys.
Okay,
Getting
what
my
is
point?
the purpose of this command?
Creating the virtual machine.
Oh, this is for creating the virtual machine.
If you
Okay,
see,
via
it is
CLI.
creating. Yeah, why I see. You can create from here also. If you will go there under the home, okay, you just you can search from here also. Like this is the virtual
Ah,
machine. You can create like that as well.
oh, okay.
Can you see this scales?
Yeah, yeah. Virtual machine scales it. So, oh,
And you
okay.
are
So we are now using the virtual machine scale set.
no
So we are
no.
creating
I
it.
I I am creating only virtual machine,
Oh, okay.
not scale set. Okay, scale set means you will be having different virtual machines. I don't want. I want only single machine. Okay, I don't want to like if I will go to the virtual machine, let me show you. It will ask for what kind of subscription, what kind of resource group, what is the name. I'm just selecting any. What is the reason? What is the availability zone? Okay, for that reason, you can use the scale set option. Then in here, it is showing that there is no scale set available. What kind of image, like what kind of architecture, what is the size. Here you see there are different size, right? You can see if I click all size, see all size, you can see all of the sizes of the virtual machine. Okay, there are different sizes which are available depending upon how many CPU, how many RAM, how many data. Okay, so depending upon that, you can select. Now let me go back. Here authentication, you can select the password, you can select the SSH public key, you can give a name. Okay, and all of those things like you can select which ports are by default port number 22 is enabled. So I'm just making it cross because I am not creating it through the
GUI.
GUI, but I am
Okay.
creating it through the CLI and I am putting
Okay.
enter. So you can see it is showing me that virtual machine uh, SSH file is now ready, generated, and then it will take few minutes because to create the virtual machines, it will do a lot of things. And here also you can see not showing. Okay, maybe we'll show in some time. Can you see this is showing accepted?
Yeah.
It means validation is completed. Okay, so it has validated. Now it is starting proceeded for creating the virtual machine. So you can see it is showing you now running. So it means it is creating a virtual machine. If I will just refresh, here is there something? No, nothing currently. Okay, let it get completed. It will be gonna take 1 or 2 more minutes, and then it should be completed with like that. This is your virtual machine name. This is your location. This is your power state, IP address, public IP address. All those things it will show to us. Getting my point? And
Okay.
same way here, if you see, there is no virtual machine. If I am refreshing, uh, can you see it is coming up? Let it get
Okay.
done.
So the my
Let
VM you mentioned, right? So in the command,
currently,
the name
currently
is okay.
see now, see now. So if you see, the name is my,
Okay.
and it is showing you that everything is up. Can you see this public IP?
Yeah, 4.155 I can able to see.
Right. If I will copy it and if I will open putty just to check whether it is reachable or not. And you can see it's asking for user. Can you see that? So this is your public IP. I need to export the key, so I don't want that currently, but just to show you. If I will open HTTP stuff, it will not give me anything. Why? Because ports are not open. I will gonna talk about this later on. But just FYI, okay?
Okay.
If I will show you there all resources, here now one virtual machine will be gonna show to me. So you can see that this is a virtual machine. What is the IP? Can you see the IP? Right? Can you see there is something named as virtual network or subnet? Okay.
Okay.
So all those things are there. Now, if you will go into the network settings, it will show you the network settings detail. Okay. It will talk about the network setting details. Here we can see a lot of things. And yeah, there are different things which we can see there. Any question?
Should be okay for now.
Hmm. Now we need to create a there is a script in the uh, GitHub. Okay, so if you see there is a script which from the GitHub you need to install. Can you see this?
Yes.
Same thing I will be doing. Okay, but
So this is the same script that we need to use.
yes, but I am making some changes. Reason being this is not working. So what I will do, I will just paste that and put it. Can you see this is showing you starting, running, bit like that. So what it will do, it will download that script, okay, from the GitHub on our machine, okay. So it is
Okay.
showing that what is the virtual machine name, what is the resource name, what is the script name. Then it is showing what is the where it is there in the GitHub, and then we
Okay.
are saying that okay, configure it. Getting my point?
Okay. What is the purpose of these commands?
Just to install nginx server so that web gateway web connectivity I can take later on. I will take the web connectivity.
Okay, so this can be done via GUI or only through CLI commands
No,
only?
no, no. Everything you can do via GUI, and GUI is really very easy. But I am showing you through the CLI because you should
Okay.
be.
So
And
we are
this is,
now running in the bash.
yeah.
Mm.
And why I'm showing you through the CLI, because if you see the continuously, the course, here also in the course, there is a CLI.
Okay.
My phone heard it. So my phone GLI open. Gemini, sorry. Okay. So this is your script. Till script, let's wait. It's running. Okay. Can you see this? It is showing you succeeded. Okay. And it is talking about that it is all installed and blah blah blah. That's fine. So we need to do the same stuff till here. Any question? The three commands what
No.
I did.
No. First we created a virtual machine, and then we added the NGX for accessing via GUI. That's it.
Correct. So very first
Okay.
we created resource group, then virtual machine, and then added a NGINX.
Okay.
Now next, if you see, they are talking about Azure Virtual Desktop. Okay. This Azure Virtual Desktop, as the name is saying, earlier name was Virtual Windows Virtual Desktop. Okay. So the new name is Azure Virtual Desktop. This is something like Azure is providing a virtualization with respect to the desktop stuff in the cloud. So this is a cloud PC kind of thing. Okay. So it allow
The same
organization.
virtual machine we are using, right? The same like Windows 10 or Windows 11, the same
Hmm,
thing they are providing, right? This is what is the same.
right. But here
Okay.
you need not to install anything. It is automatically there. Okay.
Okay.
So virtual desktop is bit like a desktop based services. It is a I will say PaaS. Okay. Like Windows 10 or Windows 11, they will be providing.
Okay.
So this is your cloud-based desktop and app virtualization service provided by Azure to deploy and manage maybe virtual desktop or desktops and maybe remote application. And it will be supported not only by Windows, but maybe if you want to take the access, you can take from Mac, iPad, iPhone, Android, or any kind of browser. It will provide everything of support. Okay. And as I told you, this is a PaaS service. Okay. Azure
So,
PaaS service.
so this
Sorry.
is platform as a service. Uh,
This is platform as a
So
service.
everything will be handled by them. So we know this will be
If you go
like in
there,
the middle between the both.
hmm, right. Can you see that Azure
Yeah.
Virtual Desktop?
Yeah.
This is a different service altogether. Okay. So either it is a pooled or maybe personal. You need to define that. Okay, you need to define all of those things. Fine. So it's not included actually. What we practically is not included into the your AZ900 exam. But the thing is, this is some kind of security which you can utilize in the Azure. Okay. And this is your centralized security management for user desktop. Like you have Microsoft Entra ID, and depending upon that, you can have RBAC, that is role-based access controls, like who can access it, what is the permission, bit like that. Okay, very simple. Then if I will go the fifth, yeah, this is named as container. So what the container, and see, if you will talk about container, it looks like that it is a virtual machine. Okay, but containers are a little bit different than the virtual machine. Are you aware about the Kubernetes or something like that kind of terms?
No, I
Okay,
heard, but I don't know about those things.
it's all. So at a high level, virtual machine virtualize the underlying hardware so that multiple operating system can run on that hardware. Okay. VM has their own benefit, right? Like you can run different operating system on the same server, more efficient or cost effective solution. But on the flip side, the VM contain an OS image and it become very large. On the different side, if we talk about container utilize your underlying OS hardware and cause the containerizer app application. Okay, so how to tell maybe let me talk by via this way. So let us say this is your host or the main server. Okay, on this main server you will have maybe your different file operating system files and bit like that. Then on the top you are creating VM, and for this VM you are installing maybe operating system window. For there is more VM, maybe you are using Ubuntu. One more VM, maybe you are using whatever. Okay, like that. But on the other hand, what container will do the same setup, same. Let us say there is host. On the host, there is an operating system. Then there is a container 1, container 2, container 3. But in this container 1, container 2, and container 3, there is no image. What image they are using? There is actually in technically, but uh, for the timing, we need to understand the difference. So it will use host OS only. Are you getting my point? So
Okay,
that
so
is the reason.
mm, mm.
That is the reason containers are lightweight. Okay. So we always used to see when we talk about container. So you can able to see that these are more efficient and the lightweight, and they will start in seconds. And here you will get the added benefit of reduced overhead when it comes to the maintenance, when it comes to the patching updates. Why? Because no different OS operating systems are there. While virtual machines, you have every single virtual machine has different operating system, little bit bulkier, I will say. Are you getting my point?
Okay. So overall, I understand as there is a host which is like a normal any laptop or server. So in top of it there is an OS like Windows or Ubuntu or those OS will be there, and up and above that there is a virtual machine OS, that is a virtual machine software or something that needs to be installed. And then from there we need to install whatever the OS we want. We can use a multiple OS into the single VM machine. So we have a separate VM OS, and then we are using the VM installed Windows or Linux or whatever the OS we need to install it. But in case of container, it is directly utilizing the host OS, that is our direct laptop or server. Those OS will be utilized in order to run the containers. That is like VM OS, we can directly run on the host OS. So is this my understanding is correct?
Yeah, it is correct.
Mm,
And
okay.
see, let me tell you, maybe
Mm,
you are not from the developer side. That is the reason probably you won't be able to seek very much benefit about it. But there is a problem. What the problem is, when you need to move your one environment to the another, okay,
mm,
like so in the software development life cycle, they need to give their complete app to another team. Okay, maybe let us say testing team. So testing team will check that okay, either their application is working or not. For the application to work, maybe they are using different software, maybe different files in the software. Okay, so they cannot build a same version maybe. Okay, so due to what the application will fail. Okay, they have maybe some kind of dependency and they could fail. So to address that kind of problems, container is the one which is very lightweight, immutable infrastructure. So what we do, we create the complete stuff in the container. Okay, all the dependencies, all the OS, everything will be gonna get as a container, and we can give that container to the team. So now application, OS, any file dependency, everything is getting into that container. Okay. So container are created as create a solution by using a microservice architecture where you break the solution into smaller and independent pieces. Okay. So you might split a website into a container hosting, maybe front end, different container, back end, different container, storage, different container. So all those three, maybe you can export and give it to somebody else, and they can also, use these kind of stuff over there. So containers are virtualization environment, bit like you can say multiple virtual machines on a single physical host. But here in the container, you don't manage the operating system for the container itself. But where in virtual machine, you are right, there will be. So as I told, it is a lightweight designed to create it or scale out or stop dynamically. Okay, bit like that. You can have container instances in the Azure as well, which is very fastest and simplest way to run a container in the Azure. And this is a PaaS service offering. Okay, this is a PaaS. So it allow you to upload your own containers, and then service run the containers for you. Let me show you. Can you see that container instance? There is something
Yeah.
named as container app also, but this is container instance. Okay, so you can just click on create. Here you can maybe just see what is the container name, what is the reason, availability zone. Okay, and there are a lot of things. Probably we can see here, but currently it's not the part of your AZ900 to do any of the physical stuff. Sorry, this practical stuff. Then,
Okay.
as you can see, there is when I write down container, there is container app also, right? Container app is also bit like maybe you can say work in a similar way as the controller instances are, and it allow you to get up and running right away the app. They remove the container management piece also, and this container app is also PaaS offering. Okay, so this provide an extra benefit like ability to incorporate load balancing or scaling. So bit like maybe I will say more for development stuff. Okay, any question?
No, no, for now, no.
Okay. Then you can see there is something named as Azure Kubernetes Services. So this Azure Kubernetes Services means orchestration services. What the orchestration means, like when you have more than one container or there are multiple containers, then who will monitor that container? What will be the life cycle of the container? Life cycle means if some like there is no requirement, okay, now there is no more need, then those containers should be closed or deleted, otherwise you will be gonna pay for it, right? So when you are deploying a multiple and multiple of the containers, then with respect to the management perspective, there should be these services. Like if I show you again over here, AKS. Okay. So can you see that Kubernetes services,
Yeah.
AKS? Okay. So this is your Azure Kubernetes services, which you can utilize into your environment. So this is bit like we'll check like how many containers are there, what are stuff. So those kind of things it will be gonna check. Any question?
Nothing from my side for now.
Okay. Then we have next slide. which is Azure function. So what the Azure function means, like when you need to deploy the servers, okay, you need to maintain the servers. All are up to date or no, okay. You need to focus on the code that matters to you, but not maybe the resources which are running on the server with respect to the like underlying hardware. So Azure function is an event-driven or serverless, I will say, compute option that don't require maintaining virtual machine or container. So if you or if your app is using maybe some kind of VM or container, then you need to check like either it is up to date or there should be, there should not be any kind of vulnerability, what kind of image you are using. But with Azure function, whatever maybe you are putting an event, okay, it will wake the function, and it will elevate the need to keep the resource, and maybe if need to do the provisioning, it will do the provisioning. So Azure function is idle when you are only concerned about the code. Okay, you want to run your service and you are not wanted to take any concern about your maybe underlying platform or maybe about your infrastructure, then you can use functions. Okay, so let us say if you are using here, there should be some kind of event. Event can be anytime, maybe at specific date, at specific time, or maybe some message is getting received, whatever. Depending upon that, function scale automatically based on demand also. So if demand is getting more, it will make more resources available. If it is getting less, it will deallocate the resources. So Azure will only charge in this case till when your CPU time is getting utilized or that function is run. So let me talk about in that way. If there is a virtual machine, this is your virtual machine. This virtual machine will be up for a month and you need to pay totally. Now you are using Azure function. This Azure function, person is coming for only 2 hours, maybe users in a day. And likewise, there is a 2 hours of work, in a day
For
on an
30 days,
average. On an average. So you will be
60
having
years
60 hours. You only
per
need to
month.
pay for this 60 hours. You only need to pay for the 60 hours. Whatever the CPU you use or whatever you did, only for 60 hours. So this is bit like maybe Azure function, which is again a serverless computing. And here you are only paying for the time, whatever you are using for. Any question?
No, I think for now.
So only this introduction is there in AZ 900, nothing more. Okay.
Okay.
Then if I will go further, hosting options. Okay. So if you need to host your application in the Azure, you can maybe bring up your virtual machine. You can bring up your container. Okay. Bit like those kind of stuff. So container, as I told you, is a robust, stuff. But it is a lightweight, right? Hosting application. Similarly, you can have Azure App Service, as I talked about Azure App Service, right? Where it will enable you to build or host the web application, background jobs, mobile backends, all of those things will be there. So it offer automatic scaling and high availability. So you need to think about these terms, whatever I am using, is more for the developer side. Okay. Like when they want a robust hosting option that they can use for hosting their application in the Azure. So they wanted to focus on more on the app side rather than the environment is up or no, either the patching is done or no, either the networking stuff. They don't deal into those things. So Azure App Service is the HTTP based service for the hosting the application like REST API, mobile backends, or whatever. .NET, maybe .NET Core, maybe some JavaScript, whatever they wanted, they can use. So there can be a different type of app applications. It can be web application, API application, mobile application, whatever. Okay. So all those applications they can put on to this kind of stuff, hosting Azure App Service. So you can see these are the web service, web app, API app, web app. Okay. Any question?
We can't directly use this by in the VM in the virtual machine that we use it in the Azure.
You can, but you try to think. Let us say you are a developer. First, you need to
Okay.
build up your virtual machine. Then, if there are some updates you need to do, okay, you need to do that. Don't forget, virtual machine is IaaS, right?
Okay.
So, underline hardware upgrade, vulnerability management, monitoring. It's you which you need to do. But as a developer,
No.
they don't want to give anything like that. What they will do, they will just use this service, app service plan, and they will put their code. Here, they will use a server, then they will install their app, and then they will run their code. So why they do like that? They will exclude this
Mhm.
stuff. Only this will be sufficient. Getting my point?
Okay. Okay. So this will be directly be similar way of installing a resource. We can directly create a resource with this app for using this app.
So as I told you, this is more towards the development side. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then let's go further. See, networking is now something which is like known to us, right? So
Mm.
what is networks? You are aware. Okay. Like if you want, if somebody wanted to go to the internet, they wanted to talk with each other, then you should have networks, right? And this stuff is named as virtual network in Azure. Okay. So if you see, if I will show you the virtual machine, or maybe let me show you from here directly. Virtual, uh, virtual networks. Can you see that?
Network.
So there is already a virtual network which created because of my VM. Can you see this?
Mm. Yeah.
Actually, you can go from here, you can go directly from there, anywhere you can go. So can you see this? There is an address space which is allocated here.
Yeah. Mm.
So there is a subnet. If you just go to the subnet, it will start appearing. Can you see that?
Yes.
Out of that space, I have a network available, and some IPs are already used maybe for routing, maybe for switching, whatever. And you can see these are the available IP. Okay. So whenever you created your resource group or something like that, virtual machine, whatever you talked about, okay, then you think like you have a space, okay, you have a space in the Azure which you will get, and this space is bit like you can say virtual network or VNet, okay, where you can have one subnet, you can have more than one subnet as well. If you have more than one subnet, probably they will not be able to talk with each other till you are providing the routing. Getting my point?
Mm, okay.
Bit like your VLANs.
Mm.
Okay. So virtual network means you are scale. If you need to scale something, you need to do the availability, you need to do the isolation. You can do within that subnet. Getting my point?
Within the subnet, we can, by default, it will not communicate, or we can isolate it.
It will be isolated by default. You need to do the communication.
Oh, okay. Within the same subnet itself, that means within
No,
the
no.
same subnet, 10.
Within the same subnet, everything is open, but in different subnet, you cannot.
Okay.
That is isolated by default. So Azure Virtual Networking support both public and private endpoint. Okay. So it can be a public IP, it can be a private IP, depending upon your pocket, what you are uh, trying to spend. So Azure Virtual Network, you can you can create multiple isolated virtual network, as I told you. Okay. And even you can use your DNS solution also, name resolution. Okay. Bit like in internet communication, if you need to talk with Netminion, you will just go over the website and you will put www.netminion.net. You will not put an IP. Why? Because that is better. Like we as a human can able to remind those names as an IP. So every stuff in the Azure you can use name services over there. And if you wanted to communicate between these two, okay, virtual network can connect only to your maybe own virtual network. So if you wanted to make it enable between the two, you can. But for that, maybe that is not a part of AZ900. Then, if I see, hmm, this is important. Let me talk about this one. Okay. Communicate with on-premises resources. So it means there is a cloud. In the cloud, you have, let us say, this is your space. And in this space, let us say this is your VNet. Okay, virtual network. In this virtual network, what you can do, you can have some kind of connectivity with your uh, on-premises resources. One of them connectivity is named as P2 external, which means point to site private network connection. Here you will use a public IP address, okay, both side, and you can create some kind of tunnels. These are tunnels. Tunnel. This is also tunnel. This is also tunnel. So it means that these connections are from the computer outside of your organization back into your corporate network. So the client computer initiate an encrypted VPN connection to connect to whom? To Azure Virtual Network. This is your named as point to site. There are three. Okay, if you see there, it is mentioning one is point to site, second is site to site, third is Azure Express route. Getting my point? So point to site is clear to you?
Yeah. On the right hand side, you mentioned the two devices, right? These are the end devices, or
You can say there is a VPN client installed. Okay, and this is your VPN gateway.
oh, okay. This is as simple as our laptop that is connected to the Azure VPN.
Correct.
Okay. So it's like connecting to a normal VPN, we are connecting to the Azure VPN.
Azure VPN, right.
Okay. This is referred to as a Azure, point to site
Point to
VPN.
site virtual private network connection.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, point to site. Then you can have site to site. In the site to site, let us say it will just there will be another gateway hub. Okay, gateway hub which is representing the Azure side, and then there will be an IPsec tunnel which you are forming. okay, with your site directly on premises. So this is your tunnel in the Azure VNet. Getting my point? So this will be VNet 1. You can extend it to VNet 2, VNet 3, whatever. So here you are providing a link to your own premises, okay, device or a gateway. So that is appear like a local network, but everything is over the internet, public cloud. You are creating a tunnel, site to site tunnel, maybe you can talk about. So now it is named as site to site virtual private network. Okay.
Okay, it's something like site to site VPN. So which is connecting from our Azure cloud, connecting to the office network. So whenever we connect to the office network, we can access through the VPN to the Azure network. Is this something like that?
So here you are creating tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is looks like your LAN. Okay. It will look
Which
like
one?
that it is a LAN. Azure network.
So
In the
Azure,
on,
okay.
in the in the on premises, it will look like a LAN.
Hmm.
Then there is a third point, which is again important, and this is named as Azure Express Route. Express Route. Again, there are different type of connectivity in the express route itself. Maybe I will talk later about that. Okay. But you think that now there is on premises. Let us say this is Azure. This is on premises. Then just think about that you are putting a cable in between them. Okay. And it is more secure because you are having your dedicated private connectivity to Azure. How, that is a different part. We will talk about it in separate topic because there is a separate topic about express route. Only the theory, but yes, I will explain about it. But here you just try to think for the environment where you need more security, greater bandwidth. Okay, in those scenarios, you can use express route.
So you mean we need to
Any-
provide a physical link between the on-premise to the
Mm,
Azure?
mm, mm.
Okay, so we are not using VPN, we can using a physical
No,
link
no,
for it.
no, no tunnels.
Okay, it's a physical link.
Mm.
Okay.
Any question?
No.
Then route network traffic. So by default, your Azure traffic, uh, like you can control it using the route table, or maybe if you are running BGP. So yes, you can control this by one of the tools. Okay,
For routing.
for routing, yes, route network traffic. For filtering, there is something is named as NSG, network security groups, which is bit like your ACL. You can use that, or you can have your NVA, which is network virtual appliance, which means like you can have some third party firewall or bit like maybe some other uh, Palo Alto, Fortinet, whatever. You can install that also on the Azure. Okay. How to do that? You just go there and you write down marketplace. Marketplace. It is bit like if you are using Play Store in the Google. Okay. Here you can search. Can you see there are
Yeah.
so many. So like if I need to search for Palo Alto, so I can select for Polo and I can just maybe create one of them. Okay. So when you need to create NVA, which is network virtual appliances. So I can take some virtual appliances. I can filter using that as well. Here. Okay, and we then connect virtual networks. I already talked about that you can do the peering using the Azure networks, express routes, or different way. Okay.
Okay.
Any question?
All okay for now.
Now exercise. Let's do the exercise and then maybe we will stop over here. Okay. Next we will do tomorrow. And tomorrow we will do little bit earlier.
Oh, okay.
What about 5:30 p.m.?
Okay. 5:30 means 8. Oh, okay. Okay for me.
Okay for you?
Yeah, okay.
Fine. I will try 5:30 or maybe 5.
Mm,
I cannot commit
okay.
you right away, but I
Yeah,
will.
okay, okay. I don't have any issues. Whenever you're available, you can just
Sure,
schedule it. It can be anytime.
sure. So if you
Oh.
see,
Mm,
now I am talking about configure the network access.
mm,
Okay. Here it is saying access your web server. A web server, like I already did it for you. Here, if you see, it's not getting accessed. Okay. But over here, if you see, they are talking about get the IP address of your machine. Okay. So they are giving a like script to find out the IP address of the machine. So if I need to run that script, probably I can just paste it over here and I will put enter. Huh? What happened? Not giving the IP address. Network. What is your and here if I will go to the virtual network, and you see it is showing me the virtual network of the machine, right? And there is DNS also, by the way, okay, which I can do later on, not now. And I have virtual machine, and this is my public IP. Okay, you can see this is the same public IP,
mm.
and somehow I am not able to take the access. Okay, that is what it is showing you, that it will not take the, you cannot take the IP address. Okay, now let's go to the exercise. It is saying run this command, okay, to get your VM IP address and store it into the bash variable. Okay, it is just storing, fine. Then I need to run this script. This is common, so I can run the same. Okay, it is saying that if I am not able to connect till 5 seconds, it should be giving me some timeout error. Okay, if I will try to select, it should not be giving me anything because it is already giving me timeout error. Okay, what next? Uh, okay, now it is saying that, okay, try to get the IP address. Fine. Now let me get the IP address from here. Okay, same IP address. Okay, what I get it from the GUI in a 1 second. It is taking so much time, but that's fine. So you can see currently it's not reachable and it should not be. Why? Because in your security group, in your, by the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. By the way, can you see there are a lot of things. This
Network
is something.
security group.
Mm. Security group. Okay. In your security group,
Oh,
if you
default allow SSH.
uh, okay, so rest everything is denied, right? So if you see the exercise, in the exercise they are saying that do this and then list the current network security group names. Okay, it's just to get the names. So I am just because my resource group name is different, so I am just pasting it as with my name, and you can see it is showing me what is my network security group name. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Then it is saying that okay, check out all the rules inside into it. I will say that okay, give me all the rules. You can see it is showing me allow, what is allowed, what is not allowed. So you can see on 1,000 allow is only on 1,000, which is your allow SSH. Okay, is this point clear?
Okay.
Now, okay, now it is saying put the query stuff. Okay, in the query, it will give us in the more readable format. Let's do that. See,
Only port 22.
hmm. So sorry, it is 22 only, right?
Yeah.
Which is in the 1,000 rule. And same, if you see, I can show you this, right? 22. Fine. This is your one rule. And if you remember, I showed you that through putty. Let me open the putty. Through putty. Ah, not that. I put a wrong because I use HTTP or something. Through putty, it will say me login, prompt. So it means
Yeah.
it is
Loading.
it is reachable and it is good. So over the port 22, it is good. Now I need to create something, a network security rule, where I can say that allow the AT also. Getting my point?
Okay.
So again, I am doing it using the starting running. Okay, here you go. Can you see? It is saying that it
Now
is
allow
succeed.
HTTP. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now,
Hmm.
since it is succeeded, I can verify it also. To verify, I will run the same command again, which I was running earlier. So I can just say like that. Can you see
Okay.
the
Yeah, yeah.
100 priority is added and it is showing that you can now access. Let me do it. Maybe sometime the rules upgrade, takes some time.
In Azure, do we need to save or something to be there, or it will be automatically be saved once it is been?
Automatically. If I will refresh, let me see. It should start appearing here also. Can you see that?
Yeah. No, it's HTTPS.
Okay. That is the reason. We only open for HTTP, not for HTTPS. Here you. So if you see, can you see that?
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, now it's reachable.
So now it is giving you something. And this stuff is from where? From my NGINX server. Remember?
Yeah.
Now, this is the exercise what I talked about regarding the security rules. Any question?
Should be okay.
Now go to the home. Okay, and here go your resource group. Resource groups. This is my resource group. Okay. Even you can go in the home and you can check from lower. Let me just let me go to the home again. Here, if you see, there are resource group tab there. Or you can go to the home. You can see all resources. Okay. So there are multiple of the stuff what you can check from. Now you can see from here, I am allocated with one IP address, one virtual network, one network voucher. It is automatically which come into the picture. All of the things it is showing me. What are the resources I have? Now let me go to the resource group because everything is where everything is in the resource group. So what I will do, I will delete the resource group. So automatically one more resource group, which is by default by for the testing purpose or monitoring purpose, automatically Azure created. Now let me delete this what I created earlier. I need to copy this name, give paste over there, and whatever. Okay, apply force delete for everything and delete. So it is throwing an error that if you will delete that, then all the resources under it will get deleted. I said okay, delete this. So now you can see it is deleting. Just FYI, you also, when you do the lab, delete everything. Otherwise, it will be, putting more money for you.
Okay.
Okay, if you see here, it is showing you real-time statistics that it is currently deleting this. Okay, it will take some time for sure. And after that, it will be getting give you, information that everything is done. And let me go. Just give it some time. Fine, it will take some time. Let it get done. And post that, if you will go to all resources, can you see there is only two now, which is showing to me. Rest are getting deleted. Okay.
So
And if I
thus
will,
we need to delete all the things in order to avoid
it is
charges.
deleting. It's
Okay.
currently under process. So
Okay.
meanwhile, let me do delete this one as well. So it's not completed currently. It's under process. So that is the reason it is showing you some. Now what
Okay.
I am doing, I will be gonna delete this as well. Where is the option to delete? Here you go. Now let me delete the another one also. Okay. And if you see here, can you see that? This one is deleted completely now. Okay. Second what is getting deleted, that's fine. If you will go to the all resources, can you see there is any resources? No. Only this is the one which will get deleted and associated with the second one, which is Microsoft internal. And under the resource group, so you cannot see that resource group which we created. Any questions so far?
No, you're okay.
Sure. So if no question, let's meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we will meet little bit earlier. Okay.
Okay.
And
Can share those comments that you used, right? So I
right.
cannot able to copy and I cannot able to get it from here. So once you have any document or anything with those updated comments that you have. So
I actually put it into the notepad at the time of copying and pasting. So it's all right. I only changed the name of the resource group and the reason.
okay.
But don't
Okay.
worry,
Then I can
I
get
will
it from you. If that's the case, tomorrow I can get the command from you. I will connect to laptop tomorrow so I can copy it.
uh, I will see. I will see. Don't worry. If not tomorrow,
Okay.
maybe then maybe then on Monday or Tuesday. Okay.
Okay. No issue. Yeah,
Sure.
because later we may forgot the command. I'm not sure about the
No.
CLI.
Actually,
Uh,
everything is recorded, so there
no,
is no
it's in the
question.
chat, right? It's not recorded. That's why I
Give me a
just
minute.
want to know.
Give me a minute. Let me check
Oh,
from
here will
where.
be. Yeah.
Hey, I can able to copy from where. Huh? So what I can do?
Is it? Hmm.
Can you give me hi over the WhatsApp?
Yeah, you can just chat me the WhatsApp so I can copy it from there.
Can you just say me hi so that I can just copy
Okay.
this one and give all the commands over there?
Mm,
Just say me hi.
Yeah, I just send you a message now.
Here you
Okay.
go. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you then. Great day. Bye. We'll meet tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.